Hey guys, it's Amy with Crafts by Aimee. I am in another event today, and I'm finishing something up on my computer that I wanted to print to use in my craft. So just download it and print it real fast. So I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Oh, that is not centered. I don't know what the heck that happened. That is not centered. That is weird. I mean, it is centered, it just doesn't look like it is. I don't know, I'm talking to myself because I do those sort of things. Oh, I know why it looks like that. Is that funny? It still looks weird. Yes, I talk to myself sometimes. Actually, I talk to myself a lot when I'm crafting, so that's nothing new. I'm just going to download it as is, because if it's not ready, then oh well. Hey, Wendy, thank you for sprinkling me out. So it is 4 Eastern, 3 Central. It is my time in Wendy's event, and today it is a Crafter's Choice event in the Dusty Granny event group. So I asked people what they wanted to see me do, but, you know, I'm just going to do what I want to do. So obviously it's paper craft because I'm printing something out. Hey, Kelly from Me Mom's Crafty Corner. Otherwise, I wouldn't be printing something out. I promise I will not take long printing. It's literally 1 page. My printer has paper and everything's all ready to go. Hey, Eden. Eden is up later in the event, and unfortunately I'm probably going to have to watch her on replay because I don't think I'm going to be home when she is on, because I'm going out to dinner with my family tonight for Mother's Day / my sister's birthday. Because my sister's birthday is next weekend, and we are having a crawfish boil for it. And if I look different, it's because my hair is down because I just washed it. So we're going to print something, and I'm going to get this out of the way and get my, hi, Miss Leslie, my mouse out of the way because I don't need that. So we are going to work on a journal today. So as many of you have probably seen, this is my journal that I made for sewing. We are going to work on that today. One of the things I want to do is put these corners on. That's why I have a pair of pliers, because they need to be pressed. They're loose. So as soon as that finishes printing, I will close my laptop. But while we are waiting, oh, look what I found, you guys. I found my little glass mat I was looking for the other day. Found it last night. I am just gonna move my laptop. Thanks, Eden and Miss Leslie. Hey, Mary. So I am just, okay. I'm just putting my laptop out of the way. So this is my journal. It's a big journal. It is 9 by 12. And I did notice that this wasn't all the way down on here. So I'm going to take my art glitter glue and just, I did the same thing up at the top with the fabric. I'm just running a little tiny bead of strip of glue along the edge to make sure it stays down. I'm going to do the same thing up at the top, because apparently I didn't get glue close enough to the edge. I already fixed the top where the fabric is. So this is a piece of fabric that my mom ended up helping me sew because my machine was not working well. Hey, Mechell. Thank you for sprinkling me out. So yeah, she helped me print that. She helped me sew that. And then I glued that up at the top. And then this is what I put on the inside of this journal. So this is my sewing journal. So you can kind of see it's a little folded up there. I am going to cover that with those corner pieces. And then I did the same thing, use the same paper in the back. So it was the same in the front and the back. Hey, Becky. Okay. So I'm going to put those on the corners. And I did make sure last night when I was looking at it. Hey, Miss Glenna, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I did make sure last night that it wasn't going to overlap too much right here where the ribbon is. I probably could have handled this better and put the corners on and then put the corners on here and figured out where the ribbon should go. I didn't do that, but we're going to work with it, what we have. Hey, Becky, thank you for sprinkling. So these are my corners. They look like this. They have a little decoration on them. And they're huge. Hey, Carlene. So, like I said, they're really loose. So they need to be pressed with some pliers to stay in place because they're not going to stay in place. I haven't seen it since last night, but I did go fix my lineup, if that's what you're asking about. I haven't seen anything new since last night. Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Glenna. So I'm just using these to press my corner to the book because it was coming off. Hey, Victoria. I'm almost finished with your stuff for your box for our mystery box. I just need to cut things out. Because I know some people don't like fussy cutting, but I know that when it comes to the event, you're not going to have time to fussy cut if you want to use any of the things that I send you. So I'm going to try to get that all finished for you. I don't like sending things like that. So I'm having issues getting this to stay in place for some reason. It's like it doesn't think it can go all the way to the edge. And I know my corner is straight because I cut it straight. Anybody that knows me knows that I use a paper trimmer when I do my covers so that my stuff is straight. Will my paper be wonky sometimes? Yes. That is why I had to use fabric and ribbon on this, because I had a piece of taping two pieces of this together, and I wanted to cover it because it was completely crooked. Okay, this one's now on. So let's move to this one. I don't know how many of y'all have used these corners for your journals before, but they make them in different sizes. This one is obviously a big one because my journal is big. I really like these, especially for these bigger ones. I really like these because I did a big one for Christmas and I put these same corner pieces on there and I really like how it turned out. It just adds something to it. Okay, I think that was a better way to use the, yeah, exactly. You're going to be in a crunch for time being an event. So I didn't want to have to do that. Let's do our back. I also need to glue down this on the back too. So glue this and I'll put the corner pieces on. I'm not as concerned about my my spine part right here. It's pretty much done. So do these two corners and then we'll finish the cover part because that's what I was printing something out for. Hey, Wendy. My Wendy lady. So let's see if we can get this on. Wendy, do you use these? I'm just curious. So I'm pushing it all the way down and using this part that's flat. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's flat right here. And it's got like ridges here to grip stuff. So I'm trying to use the part that's flat so it's not making indentations in the corner piece. So that's why I'm pushing it down so far. Also, it's seeming to give me more leverage so that it presses evenly. I just keep adjusting, and then I'll come back with my other one, my pliers again, and press down more if I need to. Hey, Mary. How are you doing today? Mary Ferguson. Okay, that one's done. This is our last one we have to put on. And I can't remember. I think I got these from Amazon. Partially because I'm impatient and didn't want to wait for Temu, and partially because they were a good price, I think. Plus, I can never find these bigger ones. They always have like the regular size ones on Temu, but I've never seen the big ones. And I like that Amazon tells you these are big. They are X millimeters or whatever, which I like that. There. Like, why isn't it crimping? Or I want some of those corner pieces. I have a bunch of the little ones that I got from Temu. I'll show you guys. I have a bunch of these. I'll just take the whole tray off of here in a second to show you guys. So these are the ones that I'm using on this one, but I have these that come in like the pewter color. And then I have a bunch of the little antique ones. So they're kind of tiny, but they work well on the like if you make them with regular paper. Like if you do the 8.5 by 5.5 pieces, they work well for that. But you also need to probably use pliers on those too, because you have to be able to press them in. So let's go back to the front. Hi, Mike. Thank you for sprinkling. I know you wish you could drive, Christina. That's gotta suck. So I made these labels. I want to put one of these on the cover. So y'all let me know, which one do you like the most? We have beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. So much fabric, so little time, and measure twice, cut once. So y'all let me know which one you think should go on the cover. And I'm gonna cut them out because I'm probably gonna use them in the journal, regardless of which one I use on the cover. I'll probably use the other ones in here. So I'm just gonna separate them right now. So I'm just trimming in between them so they're separated, because I'm only gonna cut the one I'm actually using out right now. I don't want to cut out all of them. So y'all let me know. We have 1, 2, and 3. So beautiful things come together one at a time. One stitch at a time is number 1. So much fabric, so little time is 2. And measure twice, cut once is 3. And while y'all are voting on that, I'm gonna cut up this little box that I have from my little Singer. I got a bobbin winder. This is yellow, this is purple, this is green. I'm pretty sure you're talking about this one though, Glenna. I bought a bobbin winder because my sewing machine is really old, and my mom and I have had it fixed twice now, mostly because of my dad, and because he left my sewing machine in the garage. And guess what? He is not good for things like sewing machines. Okay, well, it seems like number 1 is win. So I bought this bobbin winder because mine wasn't working, and it was less expensive to go buy a bobbin winder than to bring it to the store to have it fixed again, because yeah, it's like $100 and something every time you got to get it fixed. And this was only like $23, I think, at Michael's. It actually ended up being less expensive at Michael's than it was at Hobby Lobby, and Hobby Lobby did not have it in the store. So I'm doing well, Mike. So I'm just cutting this box up so I can use pieces of it in the journal. I probably will not use this bottom piece for the simple fact that it has just written stuff on it in different languages. But I am not throwing it away. But I'm not going to use all of this today, so I'm going to move that aside. Put my scissors back where they go. because those are my heavy duty scissors that I use to cut like cardboard and stuff. I am doing well today, Mike. Thank you for asking. So I'm gonna get out my scissors and move this out of the way for a second. So I love these scissors, you guys. These are Tim Holtz. These are probably one of my favorite scissors. They're serrated blades, but they cut so well. I just love them. If you're a paper crafter, you probably know all about Tim Holtz. So I go around and cut different parts off, and then I'll cut the main part off. It's just easier for me to do it this way. And I kind of like stretched this. It was a frame that I had downloaded, like a Canva template. And I kind of stretched it a little bit too weird, but we're going to go with it. It's not that weird to me. Boy, I'm so... Hey, I used to sew back in the day. I have well, I don't know where they are. I had 2 pair of pajamas that I made. And one of them, my mom, it had buttons. One of them was, no, they're both button-up shirts. It was a pair of pajama pants and a shirt, and a pajama shirt. And they both had buttons. And my mom hated doing buttonholes because she like had to teach me a little bit of that stuff because I wasn't 100% sure about that part. She was like, I hate this part. And it turns out that's like the easiest thing to do is buttonholes. I was like, this is easy, Mom. So I made myself pajamas twice. I was in a sewing class in high school, and I made I think I've talked about this before, a strawberry costume for a little kid. And my teacher actually, it was for a project. It wasn't just because I was sewing it, but she asked me if she could keep it for her grandchild because it was before Halloween. And she asked me if she could keep it for her grandkid to use for Halloween because it was that good. I never really got into sewing like clothes most of the time. It was just, and like once I got into college and stuff, I mean, I wasn't at home for a lot of time, so I was always on campus. And I was in school for a long time. Not because I failed, but because I'm a smarty pants. For anybody that doesn't know, I really liked college apparently. But it turned out to be a good thing. Hey, Miss Julie St. Pierre. I made some really good friends the last time that I went back to school. And actually, one of them just texted me earlier and sent me I think it was a TikTok link. And it was like let's say, using a baby wipe container for weeding for your Cricut or Silhouette. And she said, thinking of you, and sent me that. And I was like, oh, she just recently moved to Seattle. So she lives near Wendy-ish. Wendy and Liz. Hey, Shantae. So I don't know if y'all can see this. It has this little dot. So it's a cutout. And I am going to put brads in there before I put it on here. So let me grab a container, my brads. I reorganized all my stuff the other day. Oh, that's sweet, Mike. We are celebrating my sister's birthday this evening. So yeah, your girl went out. I had this container, but your girl went and sorted everything. All of my brads were together, so I literally sorted all of these by color. And it was a little pain in the tuchus because some of them are very close in color. So I think that these are my antique ones. Nope, those are not. It's these. I want to use the ones that are the same color as the corner pieces. So those two. And just move this for a second because in case y'all don't know, these get a little bit heavy. Thanks for sprinkling, Shantae. Especially this one. It's got 4 signatures in it, so it's really heavy. So I'm just grabbing my hole punch. So I'm just going to punch a hole and put the little brads in. I'm trying to line up the punch in the center of the hole. Okay. Oh, hey, Krista. One of my homies. Oh, that's neat. I don't know where she lives on. I think she lives on Bainbridge Island. I think that's where they moved to. I know they sold one of their vehicles because she said they didn't need 2 vehicles because they have transportation ferries and stuff or whatever. I think that's the name of that island. So we are putting our little brads, and then we're going to glue it on here. I hope you're not messaging us while you're on the roof, Shantae. If you're like not on the roof right now. So I made this to fit in between there. Did my scissors and this out of the way. I don't think I want to use this glue. I'm not sure if it'll work with the brads, and I want to make sure it stays down, so we're just going to use some good old Beacon 3-in-1. Who close my eldest daughter when she was little? My mom used to sew stuff for me and my sister when we were kids, especially Halloween costumes. She did. Well, also for anybody that doesn't know, I live outside of New Orleans. I grew up really close to New Orleans. Mardi Gras is a big thing in New Orleans. People dress up for Mardi Gras. So my mom made us, I'm sure I mentioned this before. I know I have. She made clown costumes for our whole family. I'll have to find that picture and post it sometime. The one of me and my sister and my grandparents with Pete Fountain. He was a local musician that's kind of famous, became kind of famous. Not as famous as Harry Connick Jr., but he was pretty up there. My parents are doing well, Mike. Thanks for asking. Okay, I need to hold on to this part while I put this down so that it's kind of centered. I'm not measuring. I don't care that much. It probably is not in the center completely, but so I want to press down around the brad to make sure it's sealed. My dad is starting to forget more things, though, you guys. It's kind of scary. Probably should have done the edge of this with the ink, but it's a little late for that now that I've glued it on. But it was already distressed to begin with. So, like, there was an overlay on this before I did this. I did make this in Canva. I didn't buy it or anything. So I don't need my brads out. But I am going to grab my zipper bag, because y'all know I love my zipper bags, and pull out some things. So I have some corner tucks, side tucks that we could put in there. I have the paper, mega paper clip I made. I have another flower that I made. We could put on there. I went through and that's a whole bag of ephemera. These are some pockets and some ephemera. And then these are all like postcard things. Those were from, and then I have my stamps, obviously. Y'all know I love my stamps. I love me my stamps, so I'm just going to put those up here. Actually, I'm going to put these back where they go so that it's nice and flat on the top for my stamps. I did get these things to put these stamps in. I love them so much better. I do live with my parents. I do. I do live with my parents. So these are like, they really are postcards, you guys, but they're really cool looking. Like retro patterns and stuff that they say on them. They're really cool. So it's a bunch of different sets that I just put in one zipper bag. But they're really, so the ones in the back, these are all like heavyweight cardstock. These are more paper. Like they're thinner, they're paper. So we might use some of those for decoration. These I would put in the, I would probably use those more as like things to tuck in pockets and stuff. And then this is the other one. They're like sketches, basically, of pattern sketches. They're sketches of designs. So I have a ton of stuff. I do have some old patterns that I got from Wendy, and I have some that I got from Angela to use in the journal, but they're not in here. So yeah. So we're gonna decorate the journal. I have put a few pockets in here already, but not a ton. So I'm just gonna move this stuff out of my way. And my friend Christy from Craftbox Christy sent me a download for some cool tags that are like simplicity, the pattern covers, which I thought was really cool. These were just cutouts from some paper that I bought from Temu. So let's see what we can do with this journal. I really want to do a pocket in the front and a pocket in the back, but I did not design any. Oh, I forgot this was in here. Put this in here already. This is my sewing folio that I did. I need to put something on the cover of this one too. But I need to put a pocket so I can put that in the front. They're from Temu. I buy a lot of stuff from Temu. So a lot of these are like this. And this is really cool paper. This is actually called masking paper. And I'm going to show you guys what's on the other side because I already glued something on the other side. It's a waterfall. And look, Wendy, I didn't mess it up this time. It actually works. I did kind of mess it up because my paper wasn't long enough for the back. That's why I have this piece here. But it works. So this is masking paper. So it actually worked for this because this is cardstock that I attached this to and glued it on because I wasn't sure how it would work just gluing it to this paper. So trying to figure out where I want to put some of these side tucks. I kind of want to put one on this page. So I have, I think, like 6 of these, I think. They're all different. Like this one has some lace on it. This one is that same pattern that Glenna thought was pink, but it's purple. This is another one that looks like wallpaper, flowers. Y'all know I love this pattern, this damask green one. And then we have purple polka dots, which I kind of think I like for that one. So I'm going to distress it though, because I'm pretty sure I distressed all of my pockets and stuff that I already put in here. So all this stuff is all distressed already. And all the stuff that's going in here is all distressed too. That's what I did last night. So when Wendy posted a thing for us to check in to say whether we were ready, we need to fill in or whatever, the reason I checked will be was because I was literally sitting there distressing all of my stuff for this. I just did not do this. So I'm just doing the edges. I got the idea to use this brush from Miss Teresa from Teresa L Creations. She does a lot of journaling stuff too. And she was using one of these and it made me want to do it. And I had this brush, so I just went for it. And you can do as much as you want on the edges. It doesn't really matter. I think that I had an overlay on this, so it has a distressed overlay on it. I did do these in Canva too. I did all that stuff in Canva. I'll buy a journal kit if I wait till the last minute and don't have enough time to do one. But for things like this where I really wanted to make this personal for me. So I made my journal kit and everything. To make one like this, you really have to use tabloid size paper. I don't know how many of y'all know what that is, but it is paper that is 17 by 11. So when you fold it in half, it's 8.5 by 11 pages. I think I want to put a little bit more distressing on the edge. So it's either that or you have to glue or tape 2 pieces together to be able to get this size paper for this size journal. And I don't make these often. I did one for Christmas because Christmas is my favorite holiday ever. And I had some really cool papers for that I really loved. And then for this one, I think this is a combination of like papers from like 4 different kits or something that I got from, one of them I did buy pages from. I don't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was all of them or not. I did buy some stuff from Etsy. I usually use Creative Fabrica, but I think I bought some stuff from Etsy that I used in this because I couldn't just print it on 12 by 12 paper. It would have looked, I mean, not 12 by 12, the 11 by 17. It wouldn't have worked well. It would have looked weird. So also when you're making pages like this, where one half is like this and the other half is a different image, like this. Not saying that's the same page, but if you want to have 2 different images on one page, you really need to use Canva to be able to like place them and then print them, because there's no way to go to a print setting and be like, hey, I want these 2 pages and I want them to be borderless on one sheet. There just isn't. Or at least I haven't found a way to do that. I've started sticking my pin for my glue into my drawing mat that I have over here, because I still can't, well, the other one fell on the floor and I still haven't found it. So part of the reason that I did that is so I don't lose it, and part of it is because, yeah, I don't want it on the floor. The other one just wasn't really lost, but it fell on the floor. And so a lot of these I did with patterns, so you could either put them on this side or the other side, like if you're working with the page in the back somewhere. Ooh, that didn't work well. Okay, I need to turn this because I can't get it to the edge where I want it. And I don't want it in the middle of my page. No, you stay there. Okay, apparently I did not cut this right, because it's hanging off of my page. So let me trim these. Bottom. I'm gonna have to re-glue them. Okay, that's not gonna work. Because basically I'm cutting the glue off. And I need to distress it again because I cut off the edge. Thanks, Wendy. I was very proud of myself that I did that. I took video of it, but I never made it into a reel because I glued it in before I finished it. Before I finished video. So that part's better. Let's cut this part up here. So I'm gonna have to trim those to be able to put them in this journal. I'm putting some more glue around the edge on the side where I pulled that up just now, so that stays in place. Okay. Well, now we know. I need to trim off some of the end. So like an 1/8 of the end, probably. So yeah, Facebook wants everybody to do reels to be able to like get on to the next level, and it's so hard for me to do 15 reels in a week. Like, I have trouble. So every time we go live, you can make it into a reel. Like, you can click it to do it automatically. Or you can make reels. Well, I mean, nobody's going to go live 14 times a week if they're just a regular crafter. I mean, I guess if you really like crafting that much, then yeah, but most of us don't. So, hey, Miss Teresa, I'm just talking about you. Nothing bad, I promise. But yeah, I was talking about how you use a brush like this when you distress stuff. Yeah, so it's hard to make 15 reels. Even if you went live every day of the week, that would still only account for half of them. So you would still have to make that many reels. And I don't want to just post pictures because, I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I'm trying to decide which paper trimmer I want to use to cut off the very end of my things. I think I want to use this one because I can see things better on this one. Because it's completely clear and it's not as beveled, I guess I would say. Because I don't need to cut off a ton. I need to cut off like an eighth. And I definitely think that was the better decision. And this little trimmer came from Hobby Lobby in the paper craft section. So let's see if that did it. Yeah, it's a little, I forgot that these were 12 by 12, so I didn't trim them enough. This one needs a little bit more. A little bit more trimmed off. Okay, that just messed up that edge. Miss Teresa also, she got my my sewing folio, and she did that herself too. Hers is really pretty. So when you have a side tuck like this, you really want to cut equal parts off the top and bottom. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with the middle part not being in the middle. It'll end up being wonky. Okay, let's see. Not halfway. Because I did trim these. They're not, if they were really still 12 inches, they would not have been, I wouldn't have been able to cut that short amount off and have them be fine. Hey, Wendy, how are you doing today? Thank you for sprinkling me out. I appreciate that. So each of these grid lines, each of these boxes is 1/4 of an inch, for anybody that doesn't know. So I'm just using it and lining it up at the half of the block so I can cut off that 1/8 of an inch on each end. For anybody that doesn't know, because there might be somebody out there that doesn't know that that's what that is. So I might not put all of these in here. Well, for the most part, crafting is most of my life. My other part of my life is cooking. So it's not like, I don't have, if I couldn't have a high stress job, because I have a finance degree and I tried doing that, and I would have killed myself by now. Not like killed myself, like, but like I would have had like a heart attack. I can't take that much stress. And heart issues run in my family, and I have type A personality, and I did a whole paper about that when I was in college. And yeah, type A personality, stress, it leads to heart attacks. And if you already have heart disease in your family, it's even worse. Oh, I'm sorry you're struggling, but I hope our lives do help you, because that's what we're also here to do. We're here to take your mind off of things, because quite honestly, when I get stressed out or have bad things happening in my life, being able to come on here and watch people, it 100% makes me forget about what I was dealing with before. So yes, I have tons of little pockets. I have little things to glue in pages and all that goodness. And so I have all of these little things. I have little wordings that we could put on things. So we're going to go through the pages and just figure things out. I don't even know how many pieces there are in that. These are the bigger ones. So I would probably save these for like the cover parts. It's like scissors and some measuring tape in that one. Same thing. These are stickers, actually. I printed this on sticker paper. I forgot that I printed them on sticker paper. And then these are all cutouts that I got that are like women, like fashion women. So they're all distressed. Like I said, I took all of this in my room last night and distressed all of it. These are like I don't know what dentelacine is, but pretty sure all this is French. But this is like Maison du Bois haberdashery. So somebody was ordering some fabric, some satin. So I have all of that. These are like pocket patches, kind of. I'm not sure which way this one goes. I think it goes like that. I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to go through here and we're going to decorate my journal because we've already gone through like 40 minutes and I pretty much have just been talking to you guys because I talk a lot. Now, not all of this stuff that was in this envelope, these are not stickers. These are just printouts on cardstock. So, excuse me. Trying to decide what I want to put on these pages is what's going to be the hardest part. I'm generally going to be decorating the pages that don't have big things like this on here. But for pages like this, I could put like that on the corner or like a little whatever this thing is, a button. I'm not sure what it is. A thimble, something like that. Can also do like little corner tucks on these pages. So trying to figure out what I want to put on this page in case y'all haven't figured that out. Oh, thanks for having me, Wendy. I really have been wanting to work on this, but obviously all the events that I've been in recently, none of them were Crafter's Choice, really. And yeah. Okay, I have 4 of these. So I think what I want to do with these, since I have 4 of them, is decorate the cover of each of these with one of them in the corner somewhere. Either the top, the bottom, wherever. So I'm trying to make sure that this is the right way. So I was reading the words. Oh, you're welcome, Krista. That's what, I don't remember who was watching me the other day that said that. That's why they love watching me, because I teach. I'm like, I talk a lot. They're like, yeah, but you teach while you're talking. Like, it's not, most of the time, you're not just talking for talking's sake. So I appreciate that. And I'm glad I can teach you guys something. This one I know came from a kit that I had gotten back when I first started doing journaling. It was a kit that I had that was, it's one of my first journals that actually ended up being really thick, and I had to make a stretchy band to go around it because it wouldn't close. It was gardening in one signature and sewing in the other one. So let's see. Scissors was on the first page. This is an old-fashioned tape measure. I guess that's like a crank to wind it back in. I think I'm going to put this one on this. So I'm going to put one of these on each of them. I think I might put this one up at the top, though. So I do want to thank all you guys for watching. Stay tuned. If you're watching in Wendy's event group, all you have to do is refresh the page. She will be sharing Mechell, Glittzy YaYa, into the group. She's after me. She likes to do a lot of clay stuff, so I'm sure y'all will enjoy that. Part of the reason I love these events with all these different crafters and the Crafter's Choice is because we all do different stuff. So I'll do junk journaling. Let's see. Before me was Mechell, and she was working on a project with a fence and a butterfly, so she was working with the wood. Mechell will probably be, Glittzy YaYa will probably be working with clay. She doesn't do strictly clay. She does other stuff, but let's put this here in the middle. But she does do a lot of clay stuff, and she does really cool clay stuff. So Shantae might do a transfer or a stencil, or who knows with her. She does all kinds of stuff. She does resin. She does clay molds. She does, same thing with Wendy. Wendy's been sewing a lot lately, but that's not all Wendy does. She did inspire me to get my sewing machine out, though. So there's that. Okay, so I got that on each of the 4 pages, or covers, I mean, of the signatures. Because each of my signatures does have a cover. That's how I roll. And the pages are in no particular order. And this is a gift bag. That is from the Hobby Lobby that I took the handles off of, for anybody that was wondering. Let's see what we can put on my big doily. I might do people on the doily. I also have my stamps. Don't forget about those. I do have my stamps I can do. And I like to color my stamps with my watercolor pencils. I definitely want to put stuff on the pages that are music sheet music, because obviously that can take something on it. I do have some of these are bigger than others. I think I have these two that are like the two women. Kind of like that right there. Trying to figure out which one is this. This is the second one. I try to space things out in my journals when I'm decorating. Like if I only have two of this size of something, I try to put them in separate journal sections. I don't want them all together because I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. Victoria. If it weren't for my mom, grandma, great grandma, all of them being sewers, and actually the reason that I took that sewing class in high school was because I didn't have a class. Like when I got my schedule for the semester, or the 9 weeks, I guess, in high school, I didn't have a class. And so I was going to do study room or study hall, but one of my friends was in that class and she was like, it's not full. She was like, you come take this class with me. And because I took that class, I ended up taking another class my senior year, and I actually got an award from that teacher on senior night, which I had no clue was happening. Like, it was a complete and utter shock to me. I was like, she called me up there, and I'm like, what? What the heck is this? I got like this page. I think that class that she gave me the award for was like family studies or something. I can't remember what the name of it was. It wasn't the sewing class though. Okay, this is all clogged up. I did learn how to make a we had to make a pin cushion, and I wasn't at school like when we did it, so I had to work on it at home. But it was I used a cross stitch pattern, and you make the front of it and then you use fabric for the back of it. It was really cool. I think it was a sunflower or something. It turned out really cool. And then also I have these pockets that we can put stuff on because they're really big since this is big. This is just a layaway tag that I got the template for, and I perforated it so I could actually rip it apart very easily if I wanted to. I don't want to, but it's there. I'm thinking I might want to stamp some stuff on these, but I'm not sure. I can't tell if it would work on this. It feels plasticky, but I know it's not. But I feel like there's some kind of coating on this because you're supposed to be able to use it with food. So I'm thinking that might not work, and we might have to glue stuff on there or tape stuff on there or something. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out where my music pages are. I know there are pages in each of them. So I got this one. This is just words, Amy. Rice paper that was on a roll. And I will say this, if you get a roll of rice paper and you have to cut it down to be able to use in your printer like I did, very careful when you're trimming it, because I was using my good paper trimmer, and I'm just saying it wasn't like it messed it up or anything, but going too fast with it, the paper kind of shredded on the edges, and I had to throw away some pieces because I was like, that is not going in my journal. So this is my vintage sewing journal. It's not going to be current stuff. It's going to be like 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Let's just say 70s and backwards. Because let me tell you, the 80s patterns, I've seen some of those. Those were some ugly ass clothes we wore back in the day. Or at least the ones they had patterns for. Oh, this is my, so I made this. I had bought a kit from Etsy that was like this. It was a tag folio thing. I don't know what this thing is called. But I made my own. So it's just, I had it cut out. It's a solid piece of paper. And I just glued these edges. And this part is open. And I made this little notebook. I also, this is just a piece of cardstock, and then it has a tab on it, and I put fashion on it with a stamp, and it's just paper and a paper bag, which I forgot to trim the edge of that. Got a little doily. So it's just a little note thing. And I might come back and put an eyelet on here with some ribbon or something. I hadn't really thought of it yet, but I did make this. I mean, I got inspired because of what I bought off of Etsy, but I did make this my own. Because the pattern had like a cutout. Now I can't even get this back in this stupid thing. It's because I didn't leave it open enough when I did it, but you live and you learn. So I need to make another pocket, some other pockets like this, maybe a little bit shorter for the front and the back covers, because I do want to have pockets here, but I don't need them to cover all of this stuff. So let's put something in this one. This is my issue, is decorating. I'm good with the putting together. I'm bad at the decorating. Let's see what else we have. These, I think, these are just words. Like they say shabby chic, dressmaking, embroidery, thread, stuff like that. Let's see. I have more stuff than this. I have more stuff in this one. I might try and make another waterfall out of those, because I have that. These I might try and make an ATC card with a couple of them. This is what I was trying to get out of here. I think that's what I'm looking for. I have some envelopes in here that I could put in pockets. But I think I might try and do a waterfall with these, because I think I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I have enough. I might do another waterfall on another thing in this book. So these are some other, these are smaller. So I did that, and then I have, where is, I have like this ruler and that ruler. So I have different ones. And I have these little hooks and stuff. See, I did these on cardstock, but I also did them on that sticker. Thanks, Wendy. That makes me happy. I want to see what else is in here. See, I also printed out stuff like this, but I have another one in the other kit. One of these I threw away. I had a kit that I was cutting out stuff from, and it just literally looked like a real tomato. And I was like, I cannot, and oh goodness, put that in my journal, because that is weird as F. It has little words. I think I made those bigger for mine. I'm not sure. But it has all of this stuff. I don't really want to put like words like this, like big things like that on like pages like this, but like maybe a spindle with thread on it, or maybe like some a measuring tape or something. I have so much stuff, you guys, and I cut all this stuff up. All of it's cut up, and all of it is distressed by hand. So maybe we'll put this down here and cover whatever this wording is right there. I have no clue what this is for, but it's some kind of order form. And I think this is one of the ones I got for free in a kit from Creative Fabrica. I could be wrong. I do get a ton of stuff from there, and so does Wendy. We always talk about it on our lives when we're doing journal stuff. They also have good prints, like not just journal stuff, just like prints in general. I don't do a ton of print stuff, but I know Wendy gets prints from there too. I don't know what this thing is. It just looks like a flower though. I'm just randomly decorating some pages in here. I need to get another little one to put these in. Little words, because I don't need them coming out of this envelope every time I'm trying to take stuff out of here. Let me see what is in this one. This is words too. Ooh, that's a good deal. So these are all stickers. Otherwise, I would put those little ones in here, but these are all stickers that I did. They're the same print. Like, this is the same as this, but I did this on, this is on cardstock and this was on sticker paper. I'm pulling that out because I want to put that somewhere. Sewing notes, pattern pieces. Okay, these back in the, like, which envelope were they in? So I would normally put those little ones that I said I want to put in a little envelope in with this, but those are stickers and this stuff is not, so I'm not putting that in there. I probably could figure out a better storage system. I think I'm going to put these in with my other scissors that I have cut out. These are just words. Let's see what other thing can we do in here. Ooh, I know what I could do. Let's see. This one that says pattern pieces, I could probably put it on this bag or the other end and have it like a pocket for pieces. I really need to fix this. I kind of messed it up right there, but so I could put this on here and like have it be pattern pieces, but also I could put pattern pieces on here. So I like to use a pokey tool to get the sticker back off of here. It definitely works better than my fingernails. And it also works better than tweezers in my opinion, because you can get between the layers and get the backing off of it. Because you could actually fit an entire pattern in here. It's big enough to fit a whole pattern. So there's that. So I got about 3 minutes. Let's see. So I put a pocket here. I've got a tag here with stuff that was from those kits that I decorated this with. It says embrace simplicity down at the bottom. Let's see what we can put on here. I don't want to put the sewing journal in there. I don't want to put that either. I'm trying to find a sticker, but I might use some of this other stuff. Oh, thanks for having me, Wendy. Maybe we'll put some thread. So these are from different things. I have different threads. I have different... I'm not sure what the keys are all about. Thanks, Eden. I'm happy to have Eden crafting again. I missed you, girl. I know I haven't caught you live, but I have seen that you have been live. It shows up on my feed. Maybe we'll put a thimble down on the corner of this envelope. And by envelope, I mean pocket. It's not an envelope. It is a pocket. I make words up. So that's a pocket that I put on a bag. So this is another one of those bags. It's just in a different signature. Let's see. Maybe we can put one of these on the cover. So I got about 2 minutes left, and then we're gonna go watch Miss Mechell until I have to leave. Well, everybody can watch everybody, but I have to leave to go to dinner at like 6:20ish, 6:15. I don't know, somewhere around there. I like this lady with the little fan, but the one I like the most, obviously, is the one that I cut up the most. I like this kind of dress. I'm not sure how this lady is holding the sewing machine though, because I'm pretty sure that sewing machine was heavy. My sewing machine is heavy, and it's not as old as that. I have my grandma's sewing machine, and it weighs a freaking ton. And somebody explained to me in one of my lives, I said, it says lightweight on it. And they're like, that's what it means about the stitching, not the actual machine. I was like, man. Because my machine actually feels like it would be a heavy duty machine. That's how heavy it is. I'm going to keep working on this journal. I'm not going to finish it anytime soon. It's such a big journal, and it has so much stuff to go in it. And it has so many pages in each one, the signatures, so it's not getting finished anytime soon. But that's okay. That just means we can work on it together more in more lives. So I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.